Next up, the folks from H2 Melon, Kofi and Buseo. They're coming up right now. They told me, don't even try to pronounce their last name, so I'm not going to. All right. You got 2 minutes. And your timer's right over here.
Hello, BevNet. My name is Kofi. I'm the co-founder and CEO of H2 Melon.
Good afternoon, BevNet. My name is Buseo. I'm the CFO and co-founder of H2 Melon. As a former college football player at Fordham University, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is something I strongly believe in, even after my playing days. After my workouts, I was looking for something hydrating, nutritious, and refreshing, and I found that in watermelon. I was looking for a more convenient way to consume the fruit, and I found that in H2 Melon.
H2 Melon is 100% water, cold pressed, and HPP'd. We believe fruit, especially watermelon, should be served up whole. So we decided to keep it raw and refreshing by giving you no added water, no added sugar, no preservatives or additives. With each bottle of H2 Melon you pick up, you just get 100% watermelon. H2 Melon has a 45-day shelf life, and at 80 calories per bottle, H2 Melon is packed with a delicious mix of vitamin A, C, and antioxidants. Not to mention, H2 Melon has a wide range of health benefits, such as cardiovascular health, bone, and nerve health. H2 Melon is also very, very hydrating. We launched about 3 weeks ago, and since then, we've been located in key stores across Manhattan and Brooklyn. We're also selling on our e-commerce website to New York City consumers. And the suggested retail price for H2 Melon is between $4.99 and $5.99. We've been getting emails from as far as California to Virginia Beach asking, when can I get my hands on H2 Melon? So we need your help to meet this demand. Thank you, BevNet, for the opportunity to present, and we hope to see you guys in the finals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come this way. Great job, guys. Really nice. H2 Melon, cold-pressed, HPP, but a pretty simple front label. Bill, what do you think of that front label, and should there be a little bit more information about what the product is all about?
I'm okay with the packaging. I wouldn't say it's their greatest asset, but it's all right, and the product kind of speaks for itself. It's nice, vibrant color. I think the flavor is really good. I wonder, though, is this more of a product rather than a brand?
Justin, is this more of a product than a brand?
I'm a big fan of watermelon water. I liked it. I think they've got to be careful about the benefits claims. Certainly one of those was anti-inflammatory. You can't make that type of claim. Got to tie it to, if you're going to make an inflammation claim, to inflammation from exercise or some other condition. They also make a fat reduction claim. I mean, fat reduction claims are at the very top of the list, both from FDA regulatory and from consumers, as far as attractive claims and also the claims that focus on. I mean, you got to have really good evidence that this will in fact reduce fat, help people lose weight if you're going to make that type of claim. So I would make sure that you've really got the support for those types of claims, because those are going to be looked at closely.
Okay. Sue, H2 Melon, another kind of catchy name. Do you think that has enough to kind of attract consumer interest?
Yeah, I like the name. I do think it's a product versus a brand. I think that's a good call out. The other thing that scared me is when he just mentioned the retail. That's pretty high, $4.99, $5.99 a bottle. For a refreshing, and it was wonderful. The taste was good. It's like biting into a watermelon, but for $5, that's a lot of cash, I think.
Yeah, HPP beverages are starting to come down in price just a little bit, but what do you think of the price point and the kind of positioning of it as a fresh watermelon juice, Paul?
Yeah, I thought it works well. It's simple, it's crisp. The price point, the two things that I would be concerned about are what's been mentioned already. The price point seems a little high for a package that size. And then how do you build a business around a single product? And how do you think about maybe making that bigger and more of a viable business proposition versus just a product?
Great points. All right, we're going to move on to our number 10 presenter of the day. That's MetaMatcha. Alex Brass is coming on up to the stage. Let's give him a big round of applause. Nice to meet you. Your 2-minute timer is over there, and you can start right now.
Hi, my name is Alex Brass, and I am the creator of MetaMatcha. I'm also a millennial who is seeking a flavorful, functional beverage with high caffeine content, no crash, and low sugar. Ever since I discovered matcha 1 year ago, I was hooked. Matcha's high caffeine, supplemented with L-theanine's relaxing and mind-focusing properties, resulted in an unparalleled realization of my mental and physical energy. However, the traditional bowl and whisk method was too time-consuming, and there is no suitable ready-to-drink options on the market with enough matcha to keep me energized. So I decided to create MetaMatcha. MetaMatcha combines the inherent benefits of matcha with all-natural organic ingredients of lemon, ginger, and apple cider vinegar, lightly sweetened with 11 grams of sugar to appeal to health-conscious millennials like myself. We honor the 12th century matcha tradition by sourcing our matcha directly from Kyoto, Japan, the original birthplace of matcha. Additionally, MetaMatcha has over 3 grams of matcha per serving, more than any other product on the market. More matcha means more caffeine, 86 milligrams, more antioxidants, 417 milligrams, and more L-theanine, resulting in a feeling of sustained and controlled focus and energy. MetaMatcha has a 1-year shelf life and does not require refrigeration until opened. With a standard retail price of only $3.49, MetaMatcha is an ideal daily drink to be consumed year-round. It is served in a 16-ounce glass bottle, which is both premium in look and sustainable for the environment. All ingredients are gluten-free, non-GMO, and organic. Our goal at MetaMatcha is to popularize this amazing green tea powder by providing convenience to on-the-go, health-conscious millennials in an affordable, premium, ready-to-drink beverage. Thank you.
Good job. Nice job. This is our second matcha product of the day. This one presented in a slightly different format, or at least package. You know, Sue, again, you're not the matcha expert on the judging panel right now, but you know, what do you think of the product?
Yeah, I mean, it did have that grassier taste, which I guess is a little bit more authentic, and so I like that. I thought the bottle was a little weird to me. Again, the shape of the bottle was kind of odd, and it was kind of wide, and I just wonder, you know, how much shelf space would it take? And then the other thing, the brand name Meta was kind of hidden. You saw matcha, but you couldn't really get Meta matcha, so that, you know, I would try to pop the brand, particularly if they were going to do an extension somewhere down the road. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From the novice to the expert, Bill, what are your thoughts on the formulation of the product?
Well, I think we got to look at matcha as a macro trend. We got to call it something too. I think Match Madness would be nice. But in all seriousness, this product is it's executed beautifully, nice, bright, grassy notes. This is a terrific product. Again, I wonder if it's a brand. We're going to need to see a couple line extensions. Where does he go from that original product? But it is a nicely crafted original entry.
Paul?
Yeah.
Heard some good things. What do you think?
I think it works well together. It looks authentic. It's bright. The taste is good. This may be a great first entry and get it out there and then figure out how to expand very quickly thereafter for more of a business.
Mm-hmm. Justin, Sue mentioned the bottle. You know, what do you think of the way the beverage is presented in terms of packaging and labeling?
I had the same feeling she did, which is you clearly saw matcha, but didn't really notice the name, who was behind it, unless you looked real close. It was one of the few bottles that actually had a few claims on the front of the label. I think there was the energy claim, as well as the claim about L-theanine. I know there's a lot of matcha products out there making some sort of claims. When you dig down deeper, I'm not sure the research behind all of the different claims. You have to be careful when you have two contrasting ingredients, like one with caffeine and then one with L-theanine. Just because you have both in there doesn't mean you're going to get the full benefits of both. Sometimes they can counteract each other, so you got to make sure that you've got the science to support those. I thought the way he kind of said it in his presentation, which it has the inherent benefits of matcha. You don't always have to be the one to tout all the benefits. We have this thing called the internet that people go looking at all the time. So if you talk about matcha and then let people kind of look up some of those things, you don't always have to be the one that talk about all the benefits if you make sure that they know about the ingredient.
Solid advice. All right, moving on to our next presenter. Right now it's Finest Kind TV, Jay Lombard. Ah, there he is. Jay, big round of applause for Jay. All right, good luck. Your 2 minutes begins over there.
Hello, BevNet Live. My name is Jay Lombard. I'm from Portland, Maine, and I make Finest Kind mixers and modifiers. It's a concentrated tea that, when mixed with water, can be enjoyed iced, sparkling, hot, or used as a base for cocktails. It can even be used as an ingredient in sweet and savory dishes. It's a new way to experience the world's oldest and most popular beverage, tea. There are 4 SKUs: green tea hibiscus, orange vanilla rooibos, ginger oolong, and a sweet black tea with lemon. It's packed in 16-ounce bottles with a retail price of $9.99. We recommend a ratio of mixing with water at 7 to 1, 7 parts water, 1 part tea, and that will yield 1 gallon. The consumer has the freedom to mix and sweeten according to his and her taste preference. We launched 6 months ago, and I've assembled a team of mentors and consultants and a branding agency to help build the company in this early stage. As of June 1st, we've made 40,000 bottles, and it's available in 400 stores around the country. I've had to reset financial projections based on milestones that we'll hit at the end of year 1 that I thought we'd hit at the end of year 3. The brand identity is a combination of my personal story and my search for a natural mixer, the history of tea and cocktails, and my own family history. They were 19th century merchants who sailed the globe with tea in their cargo hold. And I invite you to follow Finest Kind Tea on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. And also tune in tomorrow night, Channel 79 here in New York City, for a 10-minute segment on A Taste of New York featuring Finest Kind cocktails at the Butterfly Lounge. 7 o'clock every Wednesday night. Thank you.
I will be tuning in, for sure. A year ago we had Owl's Brew, which was a tea concentrate for mixer or for alcoholic beverages. They won the whole thing. So this is a slightly different positioning, slightly different product in that you can mix it with other things other than alcohol, or at least that's what they tell you. Again, tea is big. You don't see too many mixers that are tea or concentrated products. I mean, what do you think of that proposition?
Yeah, I don't know the mixing side. I just speak as a consumer on the the tea side, and I really don't want to have to dirty a container and all of that stuff. I'd rather just have it already mixed for me. I mean, I just think that portability and that grab and go is a big deal. I also don't know for that product where I would put it in my store. That's another thing. Where would consumers expect to find that? Because if I was going for iced tea, it might go in one place, but if I was going as a mixer, it might go in a different place. So that'd be something you'd really have to grapple through.
That's an interesting point. Paul, what do you think about the market for sort of tea-based mixers?
Yeah, I've heard of Owl's Brew, and I tried it before, and I thought it was good, so I thought that was the first one I noticed. If that's doing well, there's maybe a market for this that we can learn from there. I think the packaging is great. It mixes a lot of things well together, and the fact that you could drink it as a tea without a mixer maybe adds some utility to it, although perhaps some confusion.
Mm-hmm. Bill, what are your initial thoughts on the way that the brand is presented in terms of the package, and as a brand called Finest Tea, or I'm sorry, Finest Kind? How do you think it all comes together, or do you think it all comes together in a brand that can sell?
Well, I do think it comes together. I think the packaging is interesting and approachable. The issue to me is it's kind of a niche because drink mixing at home entertaining is really starting to gain traction, but the retail job is tough. There's great products like Powell & Mahoney and Owl's Brew out there. They're struggling to showcase their wares because there are not refined sets in natural food stores or specialty grocery where we can find your mixers and your club sodas and ginger beer, et cetera. So I think they're going to have a tough time finding their audience.
Mm-hmm. Justin, you got 10 seconds. Any thoughts?
I liked the packaging. I kind of felt the same way. The ratio 1 to 7. Got a lot of people sitting there figuring out the math. Maybe that's because it's 1 ounce and then you add 7 more. It's a cup, but I think there's maybe some problems with people. I think most people are looking for a ready-to-drink when it comes in that type of packaging.
Okay, fair enough. All right, moving right along. We're at Hondo Cane Company. Bill Crawford. There is Bill from Hondo Cane. Come on up. He's making his way up. Sorry, don't mean to make him run there, but.
Old man, get up here sometime.
All right, you get 2 minutes.
Okay, great. Hello, everybody. Thank you for judging this BevNet, new Beverage Showdown, number 9. It's great to be here. How many of y'all have tried sugarcane juice? Anybody from the Philippines, India? All right, Nigeria, Mexico, Brazil, Huarapo, anybody from Cuba? All right, well, if you haven't tried it, you're missing something. People have been drinking sugarcane juice for about 3,000 years, so it's trending, I think, somebody today said. Why have they been drinking it? For 3 reasons. It's cheap, it tastes great, and it's good for you. Now, okay, it's got a lot of sugar, but how do I know it's good for you? Well, 40 years ago, I was a hippie traveling around India, and I smoked a lot of hashish. And I got really, really sick. And the only thing that made me feel better was drinking sugarcane juice. Coconut water didn't hack it. Sugarcane juice was great. So about 2.5 years ago, I looked around for a glass of sugarcane juice in Louisiana, where they have 400,000 acres of sugarcane. Nope, couldn't find any. So we started growing sugarcane down in South Texas. Here's our all-naturally grown sugarcane, the only natural sugarcane in Texas or in Louisiana. We grow it, we make it into artisanal sugarcane juice. It's a great juice. It's flavored with ginger. It makes a great mix. It makes a great sugar cane. It makes a great lemonade. It makes a great mojito mix. And the best thing is it's going to displace pure cane sugar, because pure cane sugar ain't really pure. And our product is 100% recyclable. All the waste can be turned into feed, fuel, or fertilizer. And we're opening up a big plant in Monterrey, Mexico in 2 months, and we'll have retail quantities available. Thank you so much.
A couple people in the audience just bought a pallet of the product. All right. So Hondo Cane Company, you know, Bill had some interesting points about the story in the background and so on and so forth, but on its own, it's something that I don't think a lot of consumers would know about. Bill, you know, what's the viability of a cane juice product on the market?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to talk about how much hash I have or haven't smoked. I want to get that out of the way.
No problem.
But what I think is, it's a little confusing. Is this a beverage or is it an ingredient? Because as a sweetener, I think it has application. If I drank that bottle, I would need an immediate shot of insulin. I mean, it's just sugar's not on trend. If that's positioned as a beverage, it's not going to go anywhere. I think it needs to be an addition to product as a sweetener, and then perhaps.
Justin, what do you think?
I would agree. I think when you turn around and look at the back of the label and see, if I recollect, it was 340 calories. In this day of people looking for low-calorie alternatives, they're going to look at that and go, I mean, that is a lot of calories. I agree. I thought the taste, too, for 340 calories, I thought it was going to taste sweeter than it actually did. I think, again, mixing it with something else, I think, would make more sense.
You know, Sue, again, you know, we're seeing some of these juice products come out there, and they need to be innovative to kind of stand out. Is this enough of an innovative product, or is this just something that maybe wouldn't necessarily, because of the calorie count, resonate with consumers?
Yeah, I think one thing that came to mind when I tasted it was the Hispanic consumer. So being in LA County, it's become more Hispanic than it has general market. So maybe with some modifications, you know, it could really take off among the Hispanic, which is a growing population across the whole country. So that might be a place to look at, I think.
Good point. Paul, you get the last word.
Yeah, agree with what the other judges said. I think maybe a pivot point to an added thing, like Bill said, could be good. I lived in Brazil and had these types of products made on the street with vendors, and they generally mixed it with citrus as well. And then on the packaging front, sometimes the sugar looks a little like asparagus almost. You might want to consider just being really clear about making it sugar.
You know we're going to see an asparagus juice pretty soon. So
is that up number 15 or 16?
All right, let's move on.